Hello, 5th grade, and welcome back to 5 Minutes of Math with Miss B. Let's go ahead and get started. Today, you will need a multiplication table. That multiplication table, if you're one of my students, is found right here on your helpful links. Let's go ahead and get started today. So we are looking at this very large division example, but we just want to estimate. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to look at the first two digits. Those first two digits are 1 and a 0, so that's 10. So I want you to imagine 10 divided by 4. Well, let's use our multiplication chart in order to get close because we're estimating. So I'm going to go to my 4s because I am dividing by 4 right here. So let's go to our 4 table. Now, I want to get closest my answer to a 10 without going over. Well, I have 0, 4, 8, 12. Oh my goodness, it's going to be 4 times 2 is 8. I bet you already knew that. So 4 times 2 equals 8. I am going to have 1,031 divided by 4 is what to 843. So you told me that there was 2 100s. Because you said 4 times 2 is 8, and we're estimating. So now let's just go ahead and fill in a 0 for your 3 holder and a 0 for the 1 placeholder. And then now ask ourselves, 200 is greater than or less than 843. Well, what do you think? The Pac-Man always eats the bigger number. So that is a less than symbol. So I will go ahead and click my less than symbol right here and click submit, and let's go to the next question. So we're going to do the same thing again. So this looks a really large number, but what am I going to do? I am going to pick the first 2 digits, and then we're going to look at the 9. So 9 times what gets you closest to 34? Can you tell me? I bet you already know. 9 times what gets you closest to 34? I see it, I see it, I see it without going over. 9 times 3, 9 times 3. So I am going to have 34, 694, and there is 3. Add zeros is what to 2,399. Which one is going to be bigger? If you said the 3,000, you are correct. So let's go ahead and click that answer. Let's check, check, check. Nice job, nice job. Okay, let's take a look again. So this math question here, recall I'm going to look at the first 2 digits, you're right, and I'm going to look at my 9s. 9 times what gets you closest to 60 without going over? Can you think about what that answer is? 9 times what gets you closest to 60? So let's go ahead and look at it. 9 times what gets you closest to 60 without going over? Oh, 9 times 6 equals 54. So 9 times 6 equals 54. So right here, 9 times 6. So this crosses out and it becomes a 9 times 6 got you closest to that 60. I'm going to add zeros into everything else. So there's 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3 zeros. And now I'm going to ask myself, well, which one is larger? 4,671 or 6,000? Again, we're just doing this with estimating. And I need my mouse. So the inequality symbol always is facing towards the larger number. In this case, this will read 4,671 is less than 6,000. This is the less than symbol, and we'll submit, and let's go ahead and jump to the next section. Okay, welcome back. So if you have one ribbon already, this is where we're going to start our next process. So this is using large numbers, 156,808 divided by 3. But we're going to do the same method that we've always been doing. So what did I teach you? look at your first two digits when we're estimating. So my first two digits are going to be 15. So 15 divided by 3, or 3 times what gets you closest to 15? 3 times what gets you closest to 15? Well, if I need to use my multiplication chart, I'm looking at these answers and perfect. 3 times 5 equals 15. So remember, I'm going to replace, and it's going to say 3 times 5. And then what do? Fill in with zeros. You are exactly right. So there's a 0 for the 8, a 0 for the 0, 0 for the 8, 0 for the 6. And then it says, is what to 91,966? So you already know. So is that going to be a less than, or is that going to be a greater than? So remember, 50,000 is less than 91,966. So my answer is going to be less than. I hope that you have enjoyed your 5 minutes with Miss B. And if you're one of my students, I went over by 1 minute. You guys have a great day. I would like for you to get at least 1 to 2 ribbons.